Contour.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here this morning, the State of Ohio versus Lorenzo King, case number 15 CR 423. The defendant is present in open court. He is not represented by counsel. On August 6th of this year, he did file a motion to seal his record with regards to that case. It was a F5 trafficking in heroin. He was placed on probation. He successfully completed it. He has no other record. He has no outstanding costs, and the state does not have any objection to his motion to seal.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. King.
Good morning.
What do you want to tell me? What's been going on the last several years?
I've been working. I've worked for Red Lobster for 8 years, and now I work for a trucking company, and I wanna pick up a better role, but I need my record expunged to pick up that role.
All right.
I'm engaged, and I've just been living life.
All right. You live in Euclid?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, this happened, what, 10 years ago?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Crook, anything you want to add?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. When was he released from probation?
October 21st of 2016.
Okay. All right. Well, good for you, Mr. King. You're one of the few that gets out of the mess you created. So, all right, I will, in consideration of the statute and the report, I will grant your motion.
Thank
So
you.
the record, this is an expungement, right? Or a seal?
It states a seal on it.
Sealing? Okay, so I'll grant that motion. It'll be sealed. Ms. Contour will prepare an entry that'll go to the appropriate agencies, and then you'll get a copy of it.
Thank you.
Okay?
Ms. Crook, is there fingerprints?
Yeah, there are. So you're good. All right, thank you. Good luck, Mr. King.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here today in the state of Ohio versus Anthony Parsons, case number 25-CR-791. The defendant is present with counsel Bill Watson, and we're set today for a sentencing hearing. We were last before you on September 17th, and at that time, the defendant pled guilty to the lesser included count of count 1, attempted domestic violence, a felony of the 5th degree. During that hearing, a pre-sentence report and victim impact statement were ordered. That report has been completed, and a victim impact statement has been returned. The defendant has 61 days of jail time credit. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Mr. Parsons is still a young man who unfortunately has a severe alcohol problem. He's an alcoholic. And when he drinks, as most people become, they become different people. They become a different person. He becomes angrier, more aggressive, and he gets himself into trouble. Specifically, with this incident, Your Honor, at the time he was living in his mother's basement. Whether or not they were both drinking, I believe they were both drinking, but regardless, my client he was highly intoxicated. He got into an argument with his mother, and he ended up pushing her. I believe he hit her. At that point, he broke off, went back in the house, was still angry, grabbed a ball of some sort, threw it, not at her, she wasn't around, and I believe a window was broken. And then when the police came, he was belligerent. And this really stems from his intoxication, from the fact that he was so drunk. When he sobers up, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He's a different person. Now, Your Honor, when I first met Mr. Park,
which one's the bad one, Jekyll or Hyde?
I believe Hyde is the bad one.
All right.
I didn't read the novel, Your Honor, so I apologize. But that being said, Your Honor, when I first met Mr. Parsons in the jail, he told me flat out. He said, if I bond out of here, he said the first thing I'm going to do is go straight to a rehab facility, to a treatment facility. And he sat for a little while in county before he bonded out. And once he did, just like he told me, on his own, he had made all the arrangements. This had nothing to do with the public defender's office. Mr. Parsons went right from our jail to the Absolute House, where he remains today. So the entire time he's been out, he hasn't had any contact with the victim. He's been working on his sobriety. And if the court can look at his arrest picture and then look at him now, I mean, there is a night and day difference here. And I've talked to Mr. Parsons throughout this case. I could tell he is a different person. I could just tell by his demeanor, by his voice. He seems very optimistic, very positive. All of these things are great, Your Honor. Obviously, what happened on this offense wasn't great. And again, I believe it's because of his alcoholism. And I'm hoping, if he continues on this path of sobriety, that something like this is never going to happen again. I'm hoping the court will give him a chance at community control. I know he's got a bit of a past with alcohol. When it comes to domestic violences, the reason this was a felony, there was one prior one in, I believe, 2017. However, that one was not a crime of violence. It was based on threats. But again, Your Honor, I think he's a changed man. And I'm hoping the court will give him an opportunity to show the court that, in fact, he has changed. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Parsons, what do you want to tell me?
Sir, I'm working on my sobriety, and I'm working on making amends to the people I've harmed, and putting a good support group around me. I talk to my sponsor every day. I pray every morning, pray at night, going through the steps. I got a new job. I'm just working on trying to be a better person.
Where are you working?
Zin's painting,
What do you do?
paint
What do you guys paint?
houses.
Interior, exterior, both?
Mostly right now just exteriors, but we're going to be going inside soon.
This violation of protection order back in 17. Who was the protected person?
My daughter's mother.
Who?
My daughter's mother.
Okay. So this has been going on for a while, right? All this nonsense.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why is it gonna stop now?
Come to realize that I can't do it myself, and I need to go to meetings and need to have a good support group around me. Talk to my sponsor every day.
All right, when did you go to Absolute House?
August 4th, I believe.
All right, why did you go there?
Because I know a lot of people through that program, and I went there years ago for a little bit.
Where else have you been?
That's the only place I've been.
Okay. So have you talked to your mother at all since all this nonsense?
No, sir.
What are you gonna do after Absolute House? Assuming you complete it.
Continue to go to meetings, talk to my sponsor every day, continue to pray every day, and everything that I'm suggested to do.
What's the story with your license?
I owe a reinstatement. I just paid $50 down to that. So I believe I just had to go up and get my E back and finish paying off the reinstatement.
When's the last time you had a valid license?
2023.
Where's your daughter live?
With her mother in charge.
Where does she go to school?
I'm not sure, sir.
Why not?
We haven't had contact.
When's the last time you saw her?
2022, 21.
What are you gonna do about that?
First, I need to work on me and finish this program, and then I would like to get contact with her again. I still pay child support, but I don't have contact with her.
Do you have an order that allows you visitation?
I believe so. Or, no, I don't have any, visitation orders, no.
All right. Mr. Watson said, one of the first things he said is you're still a young man. Okay, you're 35. Time's a ticking. Okay. In your situation, you're not a young man. You need to get your act together. Okay. You've started, to your credit. You've taken steps to do it. The question is, in the past, you haven't always followed through. So the question is whether you're going to follow through. Okay. And if you have any concern about a relationship with your daughter, then you're going to follow through. If your concern remains with yourself, then you're not going to follow through. I mean, it's that simple.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
Ms. Bell?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state believes that community control is appropriate in this case with, the provision that he continue with alcohol and substance abuse treatment. Thank you.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report. And the victim impact statement, I've considered all the provisions of 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to place you on community control for 3 years. 61 days in jail with credit for 61. No drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. You're to complete the treatment at Absolute House and follow all the recommendations. You're going to enter a sober living facility after that and complete that program. You're going to attend at least 4 AA meetings a week and obtain a sponsor. that sober living is gonna be for at least 6 months. Maintain full employment, get a valid driver's license, and pay the cost of supervision fees. Ms. Crook, any other terms?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
You understand the terms?
Yes, sir.
Any question about the terms?
No, sir.
If you violate the terms, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control. And if I find you violated, you face 12 months in prison. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Bell?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Watson?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Parsons, you need to get on living your life the way you're supposed to be living it.
All right.
Ms. Gold?
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here on the State of Ohio versus Ryan Wente, case number 25CR1073. The defendant is present with counsel Nicolette Tomasic. A 2-count indictment was filed in this case on August 13th, 2025. Both counts are aggravated possession of drugs, felonies of the 5th degree, and violation of Revised Code 292511A with a forfeiture specification. The state has offered for the defendant to plead guilty to count 1 with the forfeiture specification. The counsel for the defendant has filed a motion for intervention in lieu of conviction. If that motion is granted, the state would require the defendant to plead guilty to both counts with the forfeiture specification to count 1. And there is no agreement as to sentencing.
Ms. Tomasic?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. That is all accurate, and in speaking with Mr. Wente, we would just like to ask the court today to grant that intervention in lieu motion. Thank you.
Mr. Wente, why should I grant this motion for intervention?
Honestly, I was just going through hard times. I just was exposed to it around work and stuff like that, so then I started using it and everything, and
Exposed to it by who?
by my boss that I used to work for.
Where? Where'd you work?
I worked at MSI, Modern Structure Innovation,
Where do you work now?
Dynamic Roofing Solutions. Plus, just I knew I needed help and stuff like that, so when I got out
Help for what?
for the drug use.
Okay, well, you state in your, to Ms. Crook in your interview, about treatment, you said, yeah, it would help, outpatient would be cool because you're the main provider. You also said you'd gotten clean on your own, so you don't think treatment is necessary. I mean, that's the point of motion for intervention in lieu, is that you've got a drug problem that led you to this situation, and getting cleaned up would avoid you from coming back. That's the point.
Yeah, which I got myself an IOP. This is my 5th week at Lake Geauga.
All right, how do I know that?
I know what it was is we had my doctor that I had there, she literally went to Painesville last week, and I never gave her Jamie Crook's name because I didn't have it until she was gone, and then this week we got a new guy.
Did you tell Ms. Tomasic that you were in, out in
Yeah, I did
IOP?
tell her.
Okay,
I just found out this morning, Your Honor.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't, you were in jail on this offense,
Yes.
and your bond was adjusted, amended, so that you would get an OR bond on August 4th and immediately get into treatment. Where did you go to treatment?
I didn't go to treatment.
Why not?
Just honestly because it just got a little hectic getting out and then having to work and provide for my family. We used to stay on 45 Prospect, but when I was locked up, I couldn't pay the rent, so we had to move and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's just, I was just
when
in a-
when you were attempted to be reached, you couldn't be found. So we didn't know where you were, what you were doing, whether you were in treatment, whether you were not in treatment. You were just kind of roaming around.
No, I understand.
You have this habit of just kind of distancing yourself from everything that's going on and doing whatever you want to do.
No, I agree. What it was, I just was busy, like trying to get
Everybody's busy.
No, I know, but didn't want to go to a shelter and stuff like that, so I just tried to get a house. And
Okay, why don't you call Ms. Tomazik and say, look, I can't do this right now. What other arrangements can we make? Okay, because of this, that, and the other thing, okay?
No, I-
Instead of just ignoring her, okay? Because what I should have done when you disappeared on August 4th and didn't surface, I should have revoked your bond and threw your ass in jail, and then we'd know where you are, and we'd know what you're doing. We know you wouldn't be doing meth. Now, what's with this marijuana stuff?
I knocked it off because also Lake Geauga doesn't accept medical marijuana.
Okay. All right. Well, where did you get your medical marijuana?
On the internet, but then I went like a screening through a doctor and stuff like that.
You got your recommendation for medical marijuana from some witch doctor on the internet, right? You got a hold of somebody and you said you feel bad and.
Well, I had to
and this-
send it.
Whatever,
Sorry.
okay, and that doctor, without seeing you, recommended that you get a card, right?
Yeah, he did, but it was because I had a pill habit when I was in my teenage years, so I didn't want.
Did you know
Because I
that?
fell off.
Hold on, did you know that? That he had a pill habit in his teenage years?
He brought that up towards the end of the interview.
Okay,
Yeah, that was due to me falling off a roof.
I had to, kind of pull things out.
okay. All right.
But no medical marijuana has ever been obtained.
That was my next
Dispensary
question.
on-
Where were you getting the medical marijuana from?
From the botanist on 305 in Euclid.
How come there's no record of that with the state agency that keeps track of that?
I have no clue.
I do. The reason that there's no record of it is because you weren't getting it from there.
No, I
You were
also
get-
was getting it from it.
No, you weren't. Okay. Because there's very strict rules about that. That if you're getting medical marijuana, that wherever you get it from has to report it to the state agency that controls that. Okay, because if they don't report it, then they're gonna lose their ability to dole out this crap, okay? So they are reporting it when people come in. So you weren't getting it from there, you were just getting it off the street, right?
Even recreational though,
What do you mean recreational?
like, they have like an option where you can pick medical weed in there or recreational.
Who gave you that option?
The laptop does when you walk in there.
Okay. So you weren't getting medical marijuana, you were just buying marijuana like everybody else out there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you've been smoking pot since you were what, 15 or something like that every day?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And when you went over to get tested here, you tested positive.
Yeah, and then she told me not to do it no more, like, that she said to knock it off. And then that was the same day I went to Lake Geauga and they said they don't accept IOP with weed, so
Okay.
then I had to quit smoking weed. I've been screened there twice now.
Okay, I don't know that. You see the problem here?
No, I know, what it was,
Is it you're the one that wants to be on intervention? Now, what's the point of intervention in the, what's the end game in the intervention process? Do you know?
just more like a tool to help me, stay focused and stuff like that. Like,
Well, that's what drug treatment will do if you're successful with it. But what's the main goal of the intervention? What's the end game of the intervention? Do you know, or do you not know?
what do you mean by that?
What do you think I mean by that?
Like my end games is, to be sober and learn things that will keep me sober.
And then what happens with your case?
It's still gonna be there?
No, it gets dismissed.
Oh. I didn't know
If you're
that.
successful on the intervention plan, then the case goes away and you don't have a felony conviction. Isn't that pretty important? Did you
Yes.
realize that?
I remember hearing something about it going away, but I didn't think it would, go away like that.
Okay.
Like I figured it would still be there.
All right. These are things you ought to find out. Okay, because when I look at your record, you don't have any juvenile record. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Never been in trouble in juvenile court?
Nope.
Okay.
Never really been in trouble until I became an adult.
Until what?
Till I became an adult, like I got traffic tickets and then I got a
Well, we'll
disorder.
get to that in a minute, but you got a disorderly conduct in 20.
That's what I was gonna say.
What was
And
that
now
all
that-
about?
It was an argument between me and my fiance when my first fiance when we lived out here on South St. Clair.
All right, and
And we
then
got-
what about this attempted unauthorized use of a motor vehicle in 23?
That got dropped down because what it was is I bought a vehicle, it was in my ex-fiance's name, and basically she reported it stolen, and I went to court, but she also came in and basically told the judge that technically it was my truck and all that, but
Okay.
it was just in her
So
name.
is this the same ex-fiance twice now?
Yeah,
All right. And then you get this thing.
yeah.
So you're on the cusp of a felony conviction. And you seem rather aloof to the whole process here. Like you either don't care about it or don't really care that much to find out about it.
I care about it, I just don't know much about it, and I don't.
Find out about it. It's your life.
No, I know.
You know who knows all this stuff? You know who knows all about this intervention stuff and the effect and the process? You know who does? Who do you think does?
Right,
Who else?
and the people at Lake Geauga.
Right there. She knows. You know why you don't know? Because you didn't talk to her about what she knows. She knows everything about it.
That's
She's here, in your case, to guide you through this process, to figure out what you need, to recommend to me when I ask her what you need to be successful. And she'll tell you the end result of your success or lack of success. Okay?
I understand.
But she can't tell you that if she's chasing you around trying to find out where the hell you are.
That was my fault.
Clearly your fault, 100% your fault. Okay? So before you get mired in a system where you're coming back here for the next 20 years for possession of meth or cocaine or fentanyl or theft or whatever, okay, you better figure out what the hell you're doing to avoid that.
Yes.
Okay? So right now I know nothing about you other than you don't think you need any treatment because you've already stopped. I know that about you, and I know what I know about you is you claim that you're using medical marijuana when you're not. Okay, so this isn't a good day for you right now. And because you have you've up until this point have had a lack of interest in your case. So we're not gonna do anything today. Because if I were going to do this today, I would deny your motion because you just said in here you don't need any treatment. Okay?
And-
So we're not going to do anything today. Okay? You're going to refocus and figure out if you do have an interest in your case and your life and the consequences of a conviction. And if you have that interest, then she's going to get sick of talking to you in the next month because you're going to be talking to her all the time.
Yes.
So we're going to reschedule this for November 19th at 8 o'clock. And
Can
we're
I
gonna
say
try-
one thing?
What?
And then also what it says on that paper is that was how I felt at that time, but since I've been in IOP the past 5 weeks,
Okay.
I've honestly learned that even though I said I had it, it makes it so much easier
Okay.
getting that help. And
All
there's
right.
tools to help me out with that.
Okay. So you're 5 weeks
Yeah,
into an
this-
IOP.
this is my- yeah.
You're here today, and this is the first I'm hearing about it. Okay.
That was my fault.
Okay. So you're gonna go back and you're gonna talk, well, I want him to see you today, okay? And get a release so we can find out what he's doing and we can verify all this stuff,
Yep.
okay? And then you're gonna be prepared when you come in here on November 19th to convince me why you should get intervention and what your plan is in order to be successful at intervention. Capiche?
Yes, I understand.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else?